Oh, hiya, honeys. Welcome back to my spooky little corner. For those that don't know me, I am Lady Mylita, and I bid you welcome. So, I've been busy doing my Monster Mondays, and I want to thank all of you for watching them and giving me your feedback. I'm very excited about this kind of little web series, and yeah, I hope you guys are liking it. But I am still planning on doing other stuff that I was already doing, like reviewing new makeup to me and clothing hauls and what have you. But it probably won't be as frequent, I'm not gonna lie, because your girl is broke. And but I still want to post content for you. So if there is ideas that you would like to see, please let me know. I'm all ears, trying to keep stuff moving and having fun and hanging out with all you, my lovely darklings. So for today, I have a new to me palette. This is the Give Me Glow cosmetic company, and this is their Juicy Olive palette. Now, on Facebook and Instagram, I've been hearing a lot about this company, this Give Me Glow. They seem to be pretty up and coming company, but they're an independent one, obviously. So I ordered this from their webpage. It was $30 American, which kind of works out to be about 38 Canadian. And it is just a single, it's a 6 pan, and it's all in greens. And as we know, my darklings, green has been my color lately. So when I thought, okay, I want to try this company, I want to see what all the hoopla is about, I'm going to go straight for the green palette. So this is the one I purchased, and I'm very excited to play with it. There is a lot that we can still do with it, even though there isn't a lot of colors in it, but we can still really play with it and get to, I would think, a really awesome look with this. So if that sounds like something you'd be into, stay tuned and let's dive in. Okay, my lovelies, as you can tell, I have you all nice and zoomed in as per my bestie's request. She likes it when I'm doing reviews that I zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing. I hear you, boo. You were all zoomed in. So as you can see, I got my eyes primed and ready to go. And today for primer, I'm using the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in the shade Fair. I got this from my Try Beauty box the 1 month, and I have to say it's one of the best things I've gotten out of the Try Beauty box. I absolutely love this. I absolutely love this eye primer. Okay, so here's our palette again, just to kind of show you what we're going with. So I'm thinking we're probably going to start off a little light. So I'm probably going to go with this shade right here, and that is called Dirty Martini. And I'm just going to kind of plop that within my crease. So let's see, we're just going to use a nice kind of fluffier brush. I think it might be time for me to wash my brushes, not going to lie. I do like my makeup remover sponges, but sometimes, you know, after a bit, you know, they do kind of stain still. So you kind of need to give them a wash on occasion, okay? So, Dirty Martini shade. There it is on the brush. And here it is on the eye. Okay, that's a very nice shade. And that was just like a one little swirl in the pan. Picked up pretty good. There was a bit of kickback, but again, if you've watched my other videos, you know I am not so insanely worried about kickback like some people are. I figure I'm just going to dip into it and pick up that kickback, right? Like, that makes sense. I quite like that shade. It's like a nice, almost kind of lighter moss green, so it works with what the palette is. I think we will do a cut crease with this today, and we'll really test out the metallics. There is 2 metallics, and then there are the 4 mattes in there, so I think we should be able to use both metallics. That's kind of my idea. And then we'll use like I would say 3 mattes. So trying to get a bit of a, so we're going to almost use the whole palette in this look, which is really what I wanted to do. I really wanted to showcase all these beautiful greens If you know, well, if you've watched some of my other videos, you guys know I'm like a real sucker for green shades lately. There's just something about them. They pop, they're vibrant. I love greens. Okay, so this is just my Wet n Wild, my Melody and Cremoni brush. It's got a nice flat end on the one side, and then it's got a nice fluffy end. So I'm going to use the fluffy end, and I am going to go into the shade Vodkatini here, the lightest shade of the palette, and I'm going to blend this up and out. That's why I'm going to use a nice fluffy brush. Coats the brush nice. Again, kickback, yes, but again, not really worried about kickback. It's quite a nice shade. Quite like nice light, good for like a all day wear, I would say. If you just put that on your lid and a wing liner and go, that would look really dynamite, I think. I'm going to take this Vodkatini shade all the way up to my brow. I think it'll look good like that. Then I'm just going to take more of that Dirty Martini shade just to make sure I don't lose it. Because I want to be able to kind of see it when I close my eyes a bit. And then again, the brush that had the Vodka Martini on it. Vodkatini. Vodkatini. I'm just going to use that and blend out. Make sure everything is nice and seamless. Okay, so now I got those two colors kind of blended. I quite like those two shades together too. They worked very, very well. So now I'm just going to take a little packer brush and we're going to pack in some of that dark, dark green. So this is my Jeffree Star and Morphe collab brush. This is JS11. She's just a nice little flat packer. And so the darkest green here is called Cocktails down here. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to kind of pat that into my outer corner on each eye, just right in here. That shade is very pigmented. Went on really, really nice. Just like that. I just want it kind of on the outer corners, just kind of deepen the look. But that is a beautiful, beautiful green. Very nice, very saturated, very dark. Like if you didn't know, you might think that's black. Like that is gorgeous shade. Okay. And then I'm going to try, I want to kind of use all of them. So I'm going to take, the only other shade left here was this Dirty Martini, and it's kind of like the next darkest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it on a smaller kind of pencil-y, where is it? This one. So this is my e.l.f. It's the eye crease brush, but it's very kind of small. So I'm going to dip into this Dirty Martini shade and kind of buff this out. See if I can get it kind of smoky-like. And then that way I've used every shade in this palette, which would be fun. I don't know if you really notice much of a difference with that shade. Maybe I'm not putting it high enough there, but I don't want to like overpower everything else, but I thought it'd be nice to kind of add a little bit of each color here. So let's try. Okay, put that on, go to the side. Oh, you can definitely see that it's a different shade, that it's not quite as black as that other one, so that's all right. It's good. And then I think what I'll do is I'll just take a kind of clean fluffy, semi-clean fluffy, and just kind of use it to blend it out a bit. Then I'm just going to take a bit of that Dirty Martini shade, the lighter one here, and just kind of, I don't want it to be too much of a line in between. So I'm just gonna go back and forth, kind of swirl that in. So it doesn't look quite as severe of a line up top there. And I'm gonna do it on this side too. That looks really nice. Okay. And then the last thing I want to do with the top of the eyes, I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to go into that Vodka Teeny shade and just kind of make sure all this is nice and blended so it doesn't look too severe. All the way up to my brow. And there we go. That's the mattes. All 4 mattes used on the eyes there. Nice. They blended very nicely. They're very pigmented. There is a bit of kickback in the pan. But yeah, we all know. I'm not worried about that. So I'm just going to take a brush and I'm just going to use my Gerard's canvas and we're going to cut the crease. Okay, so crease is cut and I'm planning on doing my shimmers like I do all the time. I don't like, especially when I'm first playing with a palette, I want to do it the exact same way that I do every other palette. So that way we really have a good base to see how well these shimmers perform. So if you guys have been watching me for a little bit, I hope you are. If you're not and you're new, well, welcome. I hope you stick around. It'd be fun to have more people here to join me. Where is it? That's what I want. Okay. So I'm just going to take, this is a Urban Decay one that I got out of a Vice palette. So I'm just going to take it and I'm going to hit it with some setting spray. I like my Stay All Night Micro Fine Setting Mist from e.l.f. for this part. And I'm just going to hit it with some setting spray and let it kind of sit. So there is the 2 shimmers. They are pretty similar. One is a little more greeny. So one is called Shaken Not Stirred. And this one up here is called Garnish. So I'm going to take the Shaken Not Stirred shade first, closer to the outer in the center, because I think it looks a little darker. So now that it's dried. So wow, it came off really nice. Really, really nice. Okay, so let's... Okay. Well, it came off really, really nice. You can see it very well. That was just one swirl of the pan. All right, let's try the next one. Ooh, I messed that up. As you can see, I've messed up this eye. So I will fix that when I'm doing my next step. But wow, that went on really well. And I didn't really have to dig into the pan at all for that shade. But very nice, very metallic. So let's grab another one. We'll grab another very similar brush. This one is out of my Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. But we'll do the exact same steps. So spritzy, spritzy. And let it dry for a bit. So while I'm waiting for that to dry a bit, I'm just going to take the brush that has that Dirty Martini shade. We're just going to plop that over it. There we go. All fixed. Okay, so now we're going into the Garnish shade. It looks a little more kind of gold, I would say, versus the other one where it's more of a green. So there it is on there. Okay, so, oh yeah, it's definitely a little more green. It doesn't look much different in the pan, but when you get them on the eyes, wow, okay. So let's do this side. I quite like that garnish shade. It's definitely got more greenish gold tinge to it, which I prefer. But I'm going to take the brush that has that shaken not stirred shade. I just kind of want to make sure I don't lose it either. I just kind of blend it in a bit. And then my flat brush with my cocktail shade, I'm just going to kind of tap it over. I didn't even re-dip that brush either. I'm going to do it now, but like that shade, that cocktail shade is so pigmented. Like you barely need to touch it in the pan before you get it out. Wow. I am very impressed with that shade. Okay, so there is the top of the eyes done. I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to do my eyebrows and foundation, all that jazz. And then I'm going to come back with you when we do the underneath eyes or under the eyes. So you can see all that too, okay? Okay, my darklings, and here we are. Here's what I've got going on so far. So for today, for primer, I am using the Tatya Silk Canvas. For foundation today, I am using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless one, and this is in shade 105 Fair Ivory. For concealer today, we are also using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this is in shade 10 Fair. And to finish off, we are, yes, using Maybelline Fit Me. This is the loose finishing powder, and it is in shade 15 Light. It's not my favorite. It does change your skin tone, and I find it makes me a little more browner than I'd like, but, you know, it's still pretty good. Still good. For brows today, I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Medium Brown. And to top that off, I am using Charlotte Tilbury's Legendary Brows in the shade Supermodel. For liquid eyeliner today, I am using my Glamlite Calligraphy pen in black. And mascara today, I am using Benefit Cosmetics Bad Gal Bang in black. The lashes I'm using today are from Kiss, and they are called Pompadour. Just a little something, something, nothing too extreme, but I've got you zoomed back now, so we're gonna finish the rest of the look. I think I'm just going to kind of smoke this bottom lash line out a bit with that beautiful dark green cocktail shade down here. And then maybe I'll lighten it up a bit with one of the other shades just to kind of give it a bit of a tone. So I'm just going to use, this is my e.l.f. smudge brush, and I'm just going to dip into the edge of that. And I'm just going to use my star mirror so that way I can really get up close and kind of stamp it in. Because I don't want it overpowering, but I want it there. So I just kind of, I'm going to stamp this shade across. I'm not going to put it all the way into the eye duct though. I think I'm just going to leave a bit of that alone. So I hope you guys can see, I'm not putting a lot in, but I'm stamping that shade in. And if it goes down a little lower on the edge of the eyes, like the outer corners, I don't mind. Because it kind of gives you more of a wee kind of look. And then I'm just going to take another one. This is a eyeshadow brush from e.l.f. but they're nice and flat and you can really use the edges of that. So I think I'm going to use the Dirty Martini shade to blend that out. See how that looks. That might be too bright. Okay, kind of like that. Same on this side. And actually, I'm going to just use the same brush, and I'm going to dip into that Vodka Teeny, that lightest shade we got in the palette, and just kind of dragging that all the way through too. Lighten that up a little. I don't want it too much, but... And then I feel like I'm going to stamp a bit more of that cocktail shade in, just so I don't really lose it. I don't want to lose it. And take that brush. Here we go. That's much better. Felt like I was losing it. Maybe I needed it a little more thick. But there we go. That's those shades, those 3 shades actually, down on the bottom. I really like how this is looking so far. So for eyeliner, for my waterline, I have my Jeffree Star Cosmetics on it, eyeliner here. It just says automatic liner, and it is in the shade Armored Truck. It is like this beautiful kind of green metallic shade. The last time I tried it on my waterline though, I didn't get the color I was hoping for. So let's see how it goes today. All right, I'm gonna just warm it up on my hand. It's an interesting shade. It's like a brownish kind of green. I don't know. I'm quite into it though, but I just wish it was a little more pigmented, as I find, at least on the waterline, it doesn't show up as nice as I was hoping. I have to really, oh, I think it just broke. It totally broke. I broke it. Well, that's kind of sad that I broke the tip, but it's an automatic one, so it's not a big deal. But that is the shade. I wish it would show up a lot better. Here, I'm going to draw it on my hand a bit. I don't know if that'll show you, but it's like, it's a brown, but it's got this like almost iridescent green kind of kickback to it. It's a beautiful shade, but I don't find it goes on my eyes very well, so that kind of makes me sad. Okay, so as you can see with the palette, there is no lighter shade for my inner corner highlight, which we all know I love to do. So the other option you can always do for an inner corner highlight, if your palette does not have like a lighter shade, you can use a matte for an inner corner highlight too, but it should be your like palest shade in your palette. So this one doesn't have one. I like a metallic inner corner highlight. Generally speaking, I will use others. So what I'm going to do today is, this is my Moonchild Glow Kit by Anastasia Beverly Hills, because I'm going to use this highlight here, which is called Lucky Clover. It is a green highlight, so I'm planning on using that today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little brush. This is my Jeffree Star and Morphe collab brush. This is JS10, and I'm going to hit it with setting spray. And we are going to use that beautiful Lucky Clover shade as an inner corner highlight today. So little tip, if your palette doesn't have that light inner corner shade that you want, you can always use a highlighter. It works lovely for that, right? Because highlighters are generally lighter for your skin tone. So, all right, so now that that's done, we're just going to hit the corner of it. It won't be like outstanding, or will it? Sometimes if you just hit it with setting spray, it makes them pop a little more. Oh, don't know about you guys, but that just, I think, made the look in my opinion. Okay, so that's the eyes basically done. I still got to put a coat of mascara on the bottom lashes, but this is the eyes done. I am going to finish up my look with some blush and some highlighter and some lippy, and I will be right back. Okay, my darklings, here we are with our finished look for today. So to finish it off, I used our e.l.f. blush in the shade Bright Pink. And then for highlighter, you know, I used it on the inner corner, but I used my Moonchild Glow Kit by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I used the shade Lucky Clover, which is a nice, beautiful green, but not too green that it looks odd. You know what I mean? Like, it's a nice green. And then for lipsticks, I wanted to try out more of the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Velour Liquid Lipstick mini set I got. So this is the shade Dead Presidents. I thought it kind of matched the more khaki look I was going with today, but I almost did use this, and I'm not sure. I don't know. I was like, do I not? This is a very strange shade to me. This is a special order, and she's like almost a mustardy shade. So I don't know if this is a shade I could pull off, but maybe one day I'll give it a shot. And then to top off our look, we use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist to set her all down. So the Give Me Glow Juicy Olive Palette. It's a beautiful 6-pan, 4 mattes, 2 shimmers. It's fantastic. The pigment in it was outstanding. That beautiful dark cocktail shade is got to be my favorite. Like, if you didn't look closely, you would almost think it's black. It is stunning. These metallics, I wet my brush, I swooped them, I put them on. I didn't overdo it. But look how pigmented that is. I can't stop looking at myself. It is so gorgeous. I love greens. So, but if you're looking more for like a neon green, obviously this is not the palette for you. But if you want your dark, kind of mossy, grungier greens, I highly recommend this. And it's not a price that's going to break the bank either. I'm really, really pleased with this. Give Me Glow has some amazing other palettes too, which I'm like dying to try now after this one. They have a beautiful like pink one. They have like a neutral tone one, but this metallic, outstanding. I cannot wait to try more Give Me Glow. As always, my darklings, you know where to find me. I am on Instagram and Facebook under Lady Mylita. And on Mondays, we get together and we talk about monsters for Monster Monday. I hope you guys have been enjoying that series as well. I'm really enjoying doing it. And like, topics can be kind of off the wall, but I kind of like that. I kind of want to keep it open more so instead of just pigeonholed to one. Let's open it up. Okay, my darklings, stay safe out there. Use your noggin. You know, the world's crazy right now, like crazy. So be safe. I want you guys to be back around. And I will be around shortly with another video. Thank you. Thank you for all the support. Love yous. Goodbye, my darklings.